What's up, people lovers? T90s Titans League semi-final time. Liereyy against Hera, best of 7 for a spot in the finals. Let's take a look at all the games. I will try to squeeze in the whole set in 15 minutes. We are starting off on Kilimanjaro here. Liereyy is picking Gojaras and Hera is playing the Franks on the other side. Openings were okay-ish here, no big surprise. With the Franks going for Scouts, Gojara opened archer range with 4 on gold. Scouts got some pickups and some really beautiful one, as you will see here. 3 scouts trying to do some damage, and oh boy did they find some damage. We'll find 1 villager kill here, while the aggression on the other side not really finding everything. And those scouts will actually get in here and will find all 4 villager kills. Those 3 will even get overchopped. So massive advantage here on Hera's side. Horrible start for Liereyy, who then went for lots of crossbows and camels. Went for big fights, but as you can see, Hera's economy just so far ahead. Got to the second TC a bit earlier. Took some good fights here the whole game long, and well, better economy simply carried him quite a bit. Now the crossbow trying to go for the monks. Conversion is coming in, but those knights, as we can see, 1, 2, already 4 eco upgrades against only 1. Barely any upgrades on the camels. So really tough fight there for Gojaras, and Hera just steamrolled the game from here. The scout raiding at the start simply won the game, finishing this one off with a beautiful castle on the hill in the center. And Hera takes game 1 here to start off the set quite nicely, but obviously Liereyy could shake this one off quite easily. Just a rough loss there against the first 3 scouts, not even full HP. Bringing us to game 2, Lithuanians for Hera. Liereyy is playing Japanese, and both ended up docking at the South River, and we saw heavy water commitment. 3 docks here for Liereyy against the 2 docks of Hera. Hera was up a bit faster, but didn't really matter because there was one misstep. The full galley opening here out of Liereyy against the fire galley, later into some galley. And that simply doesn't work that well. Having the fire galley and galley mixed here, just so much easier for Liereyy to micro, and he got a nice advantage here. Took the water pretty well and then could simply boom fish behind this, and it was a tough one for Hera. Certainly an uphill battle after losing the water. It is just impossible. I think you need to go with the fire galleys a bit more aggressively, arrest a bit. But 2 docks against 3 docks, obviously pretty much an impossible battle, and both players walled behind this, so nothing really happened. This is just random scouting, and well, eco advantage was massive here. Now we walled up, not a lot of happening on land. The first night raid coming in. Solid 15 minutes later, Hera actually got the top water here. No contest at all, but as we can see, Liereyy already boomed away with 3 town centers as well. 55 villages against 56, so pretty close, but all the map control, as you can see with the red dots, and no relics for our Lithuanian player. Then the switch into Imp. Liereyy massively going pikes, countering the cavalry of Hera here, who was on a lot of stables. Now realized, okay, I need to go for archer ranges, and actually muscled up quite a nice army there against all the pikes, and got to hand cannoneers, skirmisher composition. But as you can see on the minimap, just so many red dots completely surrounding. We're just trying to run here away from all the pressure, but so much crossbow pressure everywhere, and Hera just incredibly cornered, couldn't really find the answers. Even though he still had a strong army, he was getting trapped at the left hand side. Right hand side was not looking pretty, and knew, okay, I'm not even having access to proper wood anymore, and had to tap this one out. Liereyy evened out this set 1-1. Heading over to Regicide Fortress, and Liereyy is going for the counter pick here. Berbers against the Cumans, tries to get 2 camel archers against the potential cape checks, tries to play into a civilization that doesn't really get proper bracer skirmishers, and obviously a big boom fest at the start. NPC Hera playing 2TC into the fast Imperial Age, heavily on stone, wants to get a forward castle up, but Liereyy, he keeps on production with camel archers, was at the front here, even outpost, so Hera had to delay that quite a bit. As we can see, got some control over here, and multiple minutes in Imperial Age, and we still don't get the forward castle in. Liereyy with a better economy, looking pretty good for him, but eventually upgrades were good enough. Bloodlines was late, armor was late, and those kip checks taking the perfect moment here with the imp upgrades against the castle age unupgraded without ballistics, camel archers, and Hera will get this castle up. And big mistake by Liereyy behind this. I would think that he's building a front castle here. knowing that this castle is going to go up, that traps will be produced, and he will actually lose those 2 castles. I could not believe what I was seeing. Clearly looking at the camel archer count as his winning units. But actually, it didn't really matter. The main thing that mattered here is that traps are shooting at all those buildings here, and I mean all those buildings. Not only the town center, but also this weird thing. And we see a king snipe running into its death. We see the 11 out of Hera and defeated Liereyy in game 3 here. Something we don't see too often, but yeah, it is Regicide, and Liereyy did not take enough care. Hera had to be happy with this one. Would have been an interesting game to play out, because the economy clearly in shambles here for Hera. 11 on food, 3 on gold, floating endless amount of stone. I don't really see a good answer to those traps though. Castle's likely to fall, so I would give the advantage to Hera here, but certainly the king snipe ended the game. Game 4 brought us to Nomad, and we see one of the strongest civilization, Malians, against one of the shifts that are banned pretty damn often. Spanish here for Hera, simply because Conquistador is such an ugly unit to play against. Most people try to avoid it. We had some fight for water, and Malians obviously with their pretty solid start got the advantage there. Fire galleys around, played quite some docks here. Galley defense didn't really work out too well for Hera there, and Liereyy won water, fire galleys around here. Also faster castle age timing though for Hera, and he was playing into the conk direction, so was fine with giving up water. And Liereyy, he had some answers, went for monks, went for redemption, went for skirmishes, and got to lock in some conversions. Conquistadors annoying quite a bit, but obviously conversions only limited here. If you lose all your monks, gets 1 conversion here against the Mangonel, but well, Hera was really annoying and had the better economy behind this. As you can see, a solid 10 villager lead. Game continued like this. A lot full defense against all the Kongs, with monks, with elite skirmishes, and we went to Imperial Age. Both players walled up quite a bit, got castled at strategic positions, and game kind of stabilized there. Conquistadors then dove in quite a bit. Camels were added as well, so 3 units to counter Conquistadors. That shows you how scary they are. But behind this, we had the tech switch with halberdiers and hussars, and that's something that Liereyy was not prepared for. As you can see, now halberdiers really good against basically everything here. Skirmishes not that pretty, hussars added, and Hera's economy just out of this world with 140 villagers. Beautiful, beautiful play. NPC, some raids are coming in here, but triple castle setup. We are missing ballistic at that point, but still Hera goes for the strong push and is able to go in play this one with a beautiful army composition. My absolute dream, and I absolutely crazygasm when I saw this one. Elite cannon galleons, elite conquistador. Now we're getting supremacy in everything, you name it. He goes for his dream units and just is taking down that W quite nicely. Not much Liereyy can do against this army composition. Inlaid imp, elite Geppetto, heavy camels. We got all the upgrades here as well, but it is not enough, simply not enough map control. And Conquistador is just so scary. Liereyy, he reacted a lot, did not die to them, but Hera's transition behind it, just so good. And Hera takes a 3-1 lead in the best of 7. Liereyy needs to win every game, and he starts his comeback story potentially here on Acropolis. With Chinese, Hera is playing Aztecs, and typically we see civilizations that are heavily based around cavalry, simply because you need so much mobility on this one. Hera went for the 3 militia drush archer range defense out of Liereyy. Follow up by Hera was an archer range quickly after. Then we went into skirm archer mix. Scouts were added in here as well. Liereyy trying to push this one away. As you can see, no spearmen added. Eagle count not that high either, and Hera flirting with a very early castle age timing. And typically, if we see an early castle age timing from Aztecs, we see eagles, but Hera, under all the pressure that he was facing, actually went on to crossbowmen. Early ballistics timing as well. Had some losses here against the feudal army early on, and played very defensively. As we can see, double stable play by Liereyy and Hera with lots of aggression, but didn't really pay off too much. As you can see, those knights, they found quite some villager kills. Crossbows coming over though, and will find some kills as well, and it was an absolute bloodbath here. Both players playing super aggressively, obviously a map that is impossible to wall. And it was tough to see who was really coming out ahead in all those situations. But as you can see, Knights, they are just the more mobile unit it feels like here. And now jumping in a bit more. Monks helping out with some conversions. Gets one, gets a second one there at the top. But lots of crossbows are going to die here. And Liereyy even is losing this fight. Has to disengage here. But then afterwards, it is just good fight after good fight. Lightcav are slipping through, more knights are coming in there. Lightcav now diving for the monks in the back, and Hera struggles quite a bit. Yeah, he got some expansion, had the 2 TCs at the front. Home base here, as we can see, mainly monks trying to defend, monks trying to juggle, but Liereyy just overwhelms and gets at this crucial area. A beautiful castle up, and those TCs therefore completely neglected. Lightcav Knight production continues, as you can see here. Goes for lots and lots of stables behind this one. Actually, only 3 stables, but got to lots of production. It was 4 in the end. And no chance for Hera to contest this castle. Castle goes up, Hera is throwing everything at it, but realizes, damn, I will lose all this, my farming spot, my only wood income spot here as well, and has to tap this one out. Although population was still pretty close, but position on the map just so much better for Liereyy. And Liereyy still makes it a competitive set. 3-2. The map of all maps is on the menu. Arabia, Hera with Mayans against Lierey's Portuguese. And we saw an archery range opening from both players here. And some laming that didn't really matter too much. Which mattered though is that Hera walled quite a bit, as we can see, right hand side, left hand side. And those 2 archers snuck in, archers on the other side here for Hera. And will find the villager kill. Overall, way more walls here for Hera, as we can see. Farm count not that crazy. Obviously Portuguese gets a nice economy behind this, and walls by Liereyy not that fast, which allowed him to have the faster castle edge timing. As you can see, crossbow coming in, botkin coming in, while Hera still some seconds away from actually reaching castle edge, and that gave Liereyy such a nice aggression here. We will rush in some walls, it will be an even trade with crossbows, but the aggression just continues. We had the rush to ballistics then for Hera, while Liereyy, he actually opted for the siege workshop and went for mangonels. Quite some beautiful crossbow micro out of both of them here, trying to dodge ballistics, trying to do most of the damage, but even trades there overall. I would say the major story is simply that Liereyy went into massive mangonel numbers here. Economy was pretty even, but the army value, simply the main story. As you can see, 400 against 1.8k, needed to build a second siege workshop, and ballistics apparently didn't really pay off here. Liereyy went for the 3TC play as well. Work efficiency way better for him as well. Villagers needed to repair, and that just continued and completely snowballed out of control. More mangonels here, and Liereyy, as we can see, will click up to him pretty soon. Mangonel aggression continues. Got the castle up that hill here as well, and Hera is trying to do his very best. Saw lots of beautiful micro moves, but in the end it felt like that very early aggression with the 2 archers and the skip walls just gave him the faster castle edge timing, and it got out of control there. We are going to Decider Game 7. Decision time on Arena with the 2 typical civilizations, Burgundians against Bohemians. And remember, just a week ago, Hera tweeted Bohemians not a top 3 arena civs like most people believe, and he's trying to prove that. He is opening 1 stable after losing his scout and a monastery. Way bigger investment here out of Liereyy. He actually went 1 stable, 1 barracks, quite some spearman production, and double monastery behind this. Went into quite some evenish fights, I would think, but the economy behind this, as you can see, is not fair. Here, Liereyy loses this one, and as you can see, yeah, we get some more relics there for Liereyy, but he placed the massive 1TC play, tries to go to MPH. 3TC play out of Hera, resulting into quite some aggression from Liereyy. Tries to go in for the wall-in. Worked for him in the TGM finals, and a great story there, if I remember correctly. Archer range switch here for Hera away from his Lightcav. Tries to counter the Spearman as well as the Monks. Lightcav still really annoying. Monks are moving forward, and we see those popping now pretty soon. Trying to go for those Monks, and we'll find some beautiful clear up here for Hera. All those Monks going down, but some conversions monks locked in behind this. As you can see, lots of monks out. We already got lots of the upgrades as well. Pikeman upgrade is now coming in as well. And those light cav will actually all convert over to Mr. Liereyy, and he's trying to get some pressure in. Population not looking too hot, but obviously great position on the map. Only 3 relics against the 2 though. Now the switch into more stables. Economy are getting shaky for Hera, and we see multiple fights here. Now the aggression is coming in. Light cav are diving deep here. S-tier tournament finals on the line. Skirmishes are diving for the monks. Pikemen are coming in as well. Light cav conversions not to perfection. 16 monks on the field, but not a lot of them locking in conversions. Light cav are diving in. Skirms are taking the fight here as well. And Hera takes a massive lead. Just such a good economy. And Liereyy, yeah, he had some map control, yeah, he had some aggression, but then no bombard cannons and just too much. Oh, cheap army there on the field. GG, well played. Take it home is what Liereyy is saying, and Hera gets a spot in the finals. GG, well played. Clickety click, all the stuff, YouTube algorithm speech. You know what's up. Watch the whole video again. Thank you. Click the next video, something like that. And see you in the finals.